Next, I'll guide you through the process of locating and downloading the Kimi K3 model. Apply your API key within Claude Code without paying anything. First, let's dive into the complete setup, where I will guide you step by step to retrieve your Kimi K3 model API key, which acts as your unique access credential, and then show you how to integrate it inside Claude Code. First, open your web browser. Navigate to the model.com homepage, and once it loads, first we click Sign Up and choose between GitHub or Google. So I will select the Google option to register our account. Notice how every single user receives a free $30 credit here. Once you register, you get a free $30 credit for the Kimi K3 model. This balance translates to 10 million input tokens, meaning prompts, and 2 million output tokens, which are the generated text responses. Once your account is set up, you will find 30 credits here. Simply sign up using your Google or GitHub account to instantly get a free $30 credit. Now, we will retrieve the API key and apply it in Claude Code. Next, we can either open the Settings menu or navigate directly over to the Endpoints section. Once we navigate to the Endpoints section, we can access Manage Parents Endpoints, Kimi K3, and Kimi 3. You can connect to every one of these models using an API key. Next, we will walk through the Kimi K3 process. Let's head over to the Kimi K3 model and click this button to deploy it. Once you click this button, go ahead and choose the option labeled Manage Infrastructure. Following this, you can adjust the model choice here. But we want to continue with Kimi K3. Next, navigate to this API endpoint. Right here is the Kimi K3 name, where we will generate our token. Just click this tiny button right here to generate our new digital token. Next, we authorize using the token ID and secret. Since these credentials appear only once, make sure to copy both the ID and the token now. Finally, the authorization and bearer token are displayed here. Over on the right, you will notice a key. Store this somewhere safe. Once you copy that, the Create Endpoint option appears. Simply toggle this on, click the button, and you are done. This right here is the Kimi K3 model. Now let's test this component internally. Notice how it successfully completes our setup as expected. At this point, we can implement this feature within Claude Code, OpenCode, Kilo Code, or any other AI assistant agent you choose for your coding. Let's give it a moment to load before we deploy. Next, we will look at the code and I'll explain the specific steps to implement it. Yeah, that's ready. Next, you will see 3 buttons on screen: Quick Start, Testing, and Open Code. Instead of configuring Open Code manually, we are going to select the Quick Start option. Here are the detailed steps showing you how to complete the setup using Claude Code. Let's go ahead and apply this specific setting inside Claude Code. Next, we will connect to this Kimi K3 environment right inside Claude Code. We'll use a proxy server here because these APIs are designed to match OpenAI standard. Claude Code setup requires an API compatible with Anthropic. We'll require the John.ai proxy. Configuring this graphical proxy interface is incredibly quick and simple. After navigating to John.ai, your next step is downloading this program. Just click this link to download the software, which is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux operating systems. Once it's downloaded, we will launch it. As you can see, John, the app is already set up. Let's launch the John app. Here is the main dashboard of the John app. Let's bypass this reminder prompt for now and go straight into the Settings menu. Once inside the system, you can choose from various providers. Since we do not have an active model provider configured yet, I will click this plus button here to add and set one up. Now I'll enter model as the provider name and click Create to set it up. With that created, we now need to input our API key and base URL. So let's return to this section. Next, we arrive at this main address, our base URL. First, copy this main web address. Next, paste the copied base URL right into this field. Here is our main web address and the API key. Make sure to copy that API key as demonstrated earlier. I have already copied our token in Proxy, so let me show you how it works. Next, use the token ID and model proxy token secret for your API key. I will show you how to connect both components together. Just give me a moment to copy and save this. I have entered my API key. Once your API key matches this format, we can close this window and navigate over to the Open Code section, which should appear like this. First, you'll enter the model ID and then the token ID, which always begins with the letter W, followed by a dot and your unique token secret. Just navigate here and reload the page. Right now, we only have the Moonshot QEMU K3 model. Now that we have successfully deployed our machine learning model, that wraps up this step. So let us move over to this next section. Next, open the Claude Code interface where we can easily switch these models out. Let's swap Sonnet for our Moonshot K3, specifically the QEMU K3. First, let's locate where our model is. We will bypass those alternatives and deploy our QEMU K3 model instead. Next, select this model provider for all of these fields. Then, save and enable the settings to start up the server. Give it a moment to start up now. The environment setting changed. Simply restart Claude Code and you're done. Now that our terminal is configured, let's open it and type the command Claude right here. Let's type /status. But notice how the configuration is still missing. First, let's close this window for a moment. And then I'll navigate over to the local C drive. Next, head back to the users directory and locate the .claude folder shown right here. Delete this option from settings.json. Next, let's close this. Next, close this and launch System Environment Variables. Modify your system variables. Open this to access Windows Environment Variables. The Anthropic base URL is correct, and our Moonshot key is also set. First, we will close this window and then restart the application. Right-click to open the terminal. Next, we'll code Claude. This means it executes Claude's code for us. We are now looking at the Moonshot Kimi K3 1,000,000 context model. Next, we can begin interacting with the program by typing a simple hello. Let's check what kind of output this model generates. Hi, I'm prepared to assist you. Notice that we are in the D drive folder. What topic do you want to focus on today? Let's begin. It acts just like a snake. My strategy is as simple as this. All right, here is the snake game outline. I'll submit this prompt to check the results, but feel free to test other options. That covers the API, which includes a $30 credit for all users. Let's set up the project folder and plan your snake game. Right, it is creating a folder. We have them ready right here, inside this folder. This automatically generates all assets. Let's verify, and yes, it works, so we're done. It needs a browser, HTML, and JSON. How would you like to serve this? Let's see. Just click here to run this browser-based Canvas application. What gameplay elements do we need? Choose from Classic, Basic, Basic Plus, or the fully polished complete version. You play the keyboard, the AI responds, you play together, and then you review your answers. Next, submit that in the browser to confirm the folder contains no files. Since this is a brand new project, we have no existing code to explore. As you can observe, this represents the core concept here. Here, the system is attempting to generate a snake.html file, prompting us to manually approve this action instead of using auto mode. Claude has generated the implementation steps and is waiting for your approval to run them. So let us go ahead and begin. With the preliminary steps completed, the AI finally announces that it will now generate the entire snake game in a single file. The system couldn't process the model's tool request. I also attempted that step, so I don't understand why this error occurs. Everything we built is up and running, generating all the required assets precisely as specified. Take a look at the screen. Everything appeared to run smoothly, but the file was not generated. So let's examine our API usage to investigate. To update our usage display, we simply need to click right here. As you can see, We have spent only 86 cents of our budget so far, leaving us with a remaining balance of $29.14. That is how you easily set up and run the Kimi K3 model within Claude Code. As demonstrated earlier, this John proxy helps you configure the model's API, the connection interface, so you can run it directly within your application. That is everything for today's video, where we walked through the steps to access this specific model. To support more guides on free APIs, which connect software applications, and free AI models, please subscribe, like, and comment down below. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.